Hello everyone, and welcome to the T-Deck Cannon Guide, where I will teach you about T-Deck Cannon ships that reside in the 300 and 50,000 credit bracket. This is the order of the subjects seen throughout this video, and their respective time frames if you want to check them out. A T-Deck Cannon ship is a very common archetype seen in domination. It fulfills basic necessities, such as killing for large cannon ships, 6 large cannon ships, and the weaker alternative of the T-Deck Cannon ship, the 1-deck cannon ship. This ship is also a very good point capturer, as it can tank shots due to its general structure. This armored beast is no joke. It has defense, offense, and it's viable in the current meta. And today, I'll teach you the different components that form this archetype, and how to build one. The first component that I'm gonna talk about is the one that gives life to the ship, the thruster module. It is usually made up of 6 large thrusters, the control room, a reactor, and a crew quarter. The reason behind the effectiveness of this thruster module is the ability to have full sustain for a considerable amount of time, having the right amount of crew without making it expensive, and having both the reactor and the control room well protected, which is the most important part of this module. The deck cannon module is another component that has the function of giving the ship the ability to attack the opponent. It mainly consists of T-Deck cannons and a few storages. In this module, the storages are placed in a way in which they can connect to the thruster module to have access to the fire extinguishers, while maintaining most of its efficiency. Which brings me to crew efficiency. In this clip, the deck cannon on the left has 12 crew without roles and a few basic assignments, while the deck cannon on the right has 10 crew divided into roles, suppliers and operators. The deck cannon on the left is capable of sustaining for 10 shots, while the one on the right sustains for about 8 shots. If we divide the amount of shots that each deck cannon sustained by the amount of suppliers in each deck cannon, we get a very surprising result. In the left cannon, each crew sustained about 1.25 shots, while on the right cannon each crew sustained a grand total of 1.33 shots. So mathematically, the crew on the right module were more efficient, but not only that, you also save 1,000 credits on those to crew difference, which means that the module on the right is more cost efficient. As you can see here, the frontal and side armor has a lot of spaced armor and weaved armor. Weaved armor is an armor technique used to maximize the defensive capabilities of an armor block. I'll leave you a link to another video that talks about this topic in the description, but in a nutshell, weaved armor is basically armor placed in a brick pattern, which basically uses to buy one armor blocks in the most defensive way possible. Spaced armor is another technique, but the difference with this one and weaving armor is the use of 1x1 wedges for an advantage in penetration resistance relative to price. If we compare both the prices and stats of both blocks, we can see that the 1x1 wedge has 2/3 of the penetration resistance as a 2x1 armor block for only 1/4 of the price, and half of the price of a 1x1 armor block. Bullets will go deeper and do more damage, but it's still used because of cost and weight efficiency. I will now show you how I upgraded an old ship of mine. It was decent at its time, but it needs some changes to fit new designs. I firstly have to look at the side armor, rear armor, and fire extinguisher placement. Now that those things are changed, we also have to look at the frontal armor. The technique is already good, but it's a little outdated and it's lacking weaved armor at the center, so I'll change that as well. This is the finished product. The deck cannon ship is now up to the most recent standards and is ready to go. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you learned something new from this guide. I will definitely upload a more complete one in the future, in which I will go into more detail about logistics and the armor technique, because this video would have been way too long if I included that as well. Anyways, I'll see you all in the next one.